Summer vacations have ended. The kids are back in school. It's time for the August 2025 Golden Gate Estates Market Update. This channel focuses on everything to do with living in Southwest Florida. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home here in the area, or you just have real estate questions, call or text me at 239-450-5786. Over the last few weeks, there has been a dramatic increase of phone calls coming in with buyers starting to begin their search here in Southwest Florida. What's triggering this? Well, it could be confidence in the economy. It could be the interest rates dipping. But the overarching theme that I've been hearing from a lot of the buyers that I've been working with over the last 2-3 weeks is we're tired of winter and we are ready to move to Southwest Florida. What they're doing is they're starting to begin their plans here in the fall and looking at where they are going to be for January 2026 and the winter that follows. Now, interestingly, a lot of the conversations I've been having have been open to non-HOA communities, which brings the Golden Gate Estates into limelight. People are wanting space. They're wanting to even grow tropical fruits or have animals on their properties so that they can be some degree of self-sufficient. And that's what makes the Golden Gate Estates unique. The properties allow for us to really do and live how we want to here in Southwest Florida. Whether you have a home-based business, you want to homestead, or you just want space for the kids to play, the Golden Gate Estates offers a lot of value. Now, has that translated to more activity here in July, or was it just kind of the standard same trend that we have seen over the last year? That's what we're going to take a look at today in the August 2025 Golden Gate Estates Market Update. This month, we're going to do things a little differently, but we'll get into that as we hit the numbers. Just a quick reminder, all the information is taken directly out of the Southwest Florida MLS system. No filters unless I specifically mention that I have filtered the information. Let's begin. We'll start with the activity here in the Golden Gate Estates for July. First, new listings, 105 new listings in July. That's up 26%, 26.5% actually over July of 2024. And that's a healthy number. But again, you got to remember that the growth in the estates over the last 4 or 5 years is incredible. So these numbers don't necessarily trend to what you think they may trend, as we're going to see here in a moment. Numbers of homes for sale, 398 homes in the Golden Gate Estates on the market in the month of July. Now, how does that trend toward inventory? Well, we have 6.7 months worth of inventory or months of supply. Now, what that means is if no homes came on the market going forward, we would sell out in the current trends and activity in about 6-7 months worth time. Now, that really is a neutral market. Buyers still have an advantage because there's a lot of homes for sale, and in general, the mindset in the estate in Southwest Florida is that we are in a buyer's market. And yes, anything over 6 is technically a buyer's market. But really, we still here in the Golden Gate Estates are, in my opinion, are in what I would call a neutral market. Neither the seller nor the buyer has a super advantage, but it is trending a little bit more toward buyers. Now, if interest rates drop significantly here in the next coming months, we're going to see a whole lot more buyer activity. But then we also may see sellers putting their homes on, which should balance it out as well. But we could very quickly go through the inventory that we have in the Golden Gate Estates, especially in some categories, which we'll look at later. As we can see here, months of supply, this isn't an alarming number. When we look back at 2018, 2019, 2000, and before COVID and the pandemic, that was kind of a normal number for us. We're not far off from what was the norm for many years in the Golden Gate Estates. So it's not alarming the amount of inventory we have. Pending sales, new contracts, 52. Now this was down year over year from 2024, and obviously down over 2023. And if we looked at 2022, it'd be down as well. That is nothing new. We have been saying this, but again, when you look at the overall activity, it's very consistent. Closing 72, up 9%. So that means that the pendings from June and May have either gone back on the market if they were canceled, or they have now moved to closing. The average time being, it would be a July closing for those months of going pending. So we see 72 homes have closed, and we have new owners in the Golden Gate Estates. Congratulations to the buyers and the sellers. Median days on market, 62. That's up 72.2% from June of 2024. But the big picture of this is that it's not far off the normal for really the long period of time. 62 days is not a horrible amount of time. It's very average and typical when we look at the median. Again, remember, median number is the middlemost number. So, a lot of the new constructions that go on the market way, way early rack up days on market, and that definitely inflates these numbers, between the median and average day numbers. It definitely impacts that. Obviously, 21, 22 with the interest rates that were post-pandemic, very low days on market. It was, multiple offers. It was just craziness. So we see that really when you look at the big picture, days on market is pretty typical for the Golden Gate Estates. Average days on market, 81. Again, looking at that, it's pretty typical. I mean, I've just been talking about it, no need to continue. So, what does this all mean for pricing? I'm sure you're saying, Dan, just get me to the pricing. Closed median price is up $590,000. It's up 5.4% over last year, up over 2023. Again, it's what we've been seeing month after month in the Golden Gate Estates. No surprise here, very typical. Again, looking at the last back all the way to 2020, the last 5 years, the price is up and pretty stable in this range. Remember, median is that middle number. So Golden Gate Estates, we have $1 million homes and we have $400,000 homes. So the bottom line is that numbers kind of all over the place depending on what activity happened in the month. But the main important thing is this: the numbers after the rise of 21, 22 are really holding steady here in Golden Gate Estates. Now, it's not true for some areas, Cape Coral, Lehigh Acres, where you have way too much inventory. You have a ton of investors building homes. The numbers of new homes in those areas are drastically impacting the median sales because investors are needing to sell, so they're lowering price and lowering price. That's impacting the market. Not necessarily seeing that to a great extent here in the Golden Gate Estates. Closed average price $693,000, again up 10.5%. I think you see the same trend as we've been talking about the median, right? Golden Gate Estates, multi-million-dollar homes, $400,000 homes. It's gonna bounce depending on what sells each month. So this next slide here is in response to several questions that I have had by comments on the YouTube channel, and I appreciate those comments and keep them coming. Ask questions, call or text me 239-450-5786. Let's dig into your specific case scenarios. But I've been asked that how do these numbers affect, or how do they look at based on price ranges? So let's take a look at it. Under $550,000, we see the median price $495,000. There was 29 new listings that came on the market, 66 total homes in that price range. Not a lot. Months of supply, you see 2.6 months worth of supply. If interest rates keep dipping down, these are the first-time home buyers and the young families that are looking to get out of apartments and to get space. They're big attraction to the Golden Gate Estates for that. 2.6 months worth of inventory. So if you are a buyer in that price range, now is the time to start looking because of low inventory and before all those other people start hitting the market. When interest rates start to dwindle down, it will become crazy in that price point. And what's going to happen is sellers in that price point are probably going to start to push their price point up to try to get more for their home. Pending sales, we saw 21 in the price point, 32 closings, median days 53, so below the average or the normal community-wide medians days. So very significant there. Best activity probably in the Golden Gate States proportionally is really in that price range right now. It's where it's affordable, and that's why we love the Golden Gate States. 550 to 850,000. Median price is 645, so you still see that, right? Trending more to the bottom end of that price point. 49 new listings, 184 homes for sale, 7.2 buyers market, 7.2 months of supply, 17 homes went under contract, 27 closings, 67 days on market is the median number. Again, if we were to really look at all the closed data, you're going to see it's trending to the bottom end, which is consistent with people looking at the under 550 number. It's the affordability factor of that price range. 850 to $1 million. Only 11 new listings, 50 homes on sale, 22.9 months worth of inventory, 3 pending sales, 2 closings, 124 days on market. Now, what is significant about that price point? Well, you no longer have FHA, typically a jumbo loan, so interest rates jump up, affordability is not there, so your buyers are just not really active in that price point. And also there's a lot of new construction in that price point. Investors are speculating, that people are going to look for that price point, bigger homes, pools, maybe a bigger, 2 something acre lot or even 5 acre lots. We see the price point up and we don't have as many buyers. So homes are sitting for sure in that price point. $1 million and up, median price was 1.275. 16 new listings, 98 total homes for sale, 15 and a half months worth of inventory. And again, same story, but here you actually see a little bit more activity because, well, the people that are buying in this price point are more financially stable, maybe multiple income families, business owners. They may even be having cash to buy or a large chunk of cash to staying out of the, per se, the jumbo type products. Again, it's all a matter of availability, buyer availability, and matching them up and how the buyers feel about the market. Obviously, sellers want to sell. They wouldn't be putting their house on the market if they weren't interested in selling. So there you have a snapshot or a quick look at the different price points. If you are in one of those price points, particularly the, say, 615 and below, you should be calling me now and or text or call me. Schedule an information call, Zoom on my website. Do whatever you need to do to reach out to me so that we can have a conversation about your goals and how to get you started toward beating all the fence sitters that may come to the market very soon if interest rates lower even more, which is expected here as we move through the fall. Again, we've been hearing that a lot over the last year, but definitely the war drums are sounding. It sure seems like it's trending where we may actually see some rate reduction within the mortgage rates and the Fed. So again, they're not necessarily totally connected, but they are interweaved. So all this means to say is that the Golden Gate Estates market is active. Homes are buying and selling every single day. If you're thinking about selling your home, visit my website, sellitstressfree.com, scan the QR code on the screen, or just call or text me and let's have a conversation to determine whether now is the right time for you to sell your home in the Golden Gate Estates, or is it the best time for you to start preparing to sell your home when the market begins to heat up. And of course, if you're thinking about buying a Golden Gate Estates home or a lot, call or text me at 239-450-5786. I'm here to help you, whether it's a Golden Gate Estates, Naples, Ave Maria, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Lehigh Acres, Marco Island. I love Southwest Florida. I have been here now almost, it's hard to believe, we're almost 12 years in Southwest Florida. Absolutely love it here. This is home now for my wife and myself. So reach out today. It's my joy and pleasure to bring you these market updates. And I look forward to helping you in your real estate goals moving forward as we finish out 2025 and move forward into 2026. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video.